Hi everyone, this video describes our cruise through Maine, the final part of our cruise through the US East Coast.
We sailed from Provincetown, Massachusetts and arrived in Tenants Harbor in Maine. We then cruised eastwards across Penobscot Bay, stopping in Rockland, Pulpit Harbor, Cove, Devil's Island, Frenchboro and Southwest Harbor.
Enjoy!
Our passage from Provincetown up to Tenants Harbor in Maine took just over 24 hours and we had a very nice southeasterly breeze that filled in not long after we left Provincetown, and that continued throughout the evening and overnight. As you can see, I'm wearing my padded overalls because it was pretty chilly overnight. The water was quite cold and so was the air. By the morning we were still sailing, but the wind was slowly dropping out, so we ended up having to motor from about 9 o'clock that morning because we wanted to get into port in Maine in daylight so we could see the lobster pots and not get tangled up. That's us approaching the Maine coast. We did see some pots, but they weren't anything like as bad as we were led to believe. We had a quick explore of Tenants Harbor, but there's not really anywhere to anchor because of all the moorings, so we then went on to anchor in Long Cove, just a short distance away, which was very protected, and we had a very pleasant night there. The following morning we motored 15 miles through fog to Rockland, where we picked up an OCC mooring, and then we were shown around the area by some OCC friends who live nearby. We visited Camden and Belfast and Rockport. And that's the mooring field in Rockland where we spent a few days. So we're now crossing Penobscot Bay, firstly to Pulpit Harbor, which was a very nice destination. And then the next day we went on to Cove in Vinyl Haven, which was just an amazing location, very scenic. And we anchored with a few other boats and spent several days there. While we were anchored in Cove, it was calm enough for Mike to climb up the mast and replace our masthead light, which had been broken since we left Deltaville. Cove lived up to its name, and whilst exploring in the dinghy we came across several seals that were sunning themselves on the many rocks around the place.
There's like babies. Babies there, I think. Yeah.
Cove was definitely one of the highlights of our trip to Maine, and yeah, we spent a lot of time exploring and just taking in the wonderful scenery. So we're going to leave you with a bit of footage of our time there. next destination was Devil Island, and we had a rather foggy passage across past the main town of Stonington to get there, and we had to keep a very sharp lookout for lobster pots, but as it turned out they were pretty well marked, and we were able to get to our destination without any problems. One of the nice things about Maine is that much of the land is publicly owned, so it's possible to go ashore and explore, which is what we're doing right here. We had a very pleasant 12-mile sail east to Frenchboro, where we stopped on a mooring for a couple of nights. Unfortunately, a lot of the lobster restaurants were still closed. We were a little bit too early, but there are some lovely walks around the island, again on public land, so it's very easy to hike around. And here we are at Hinckley Marina in the Mount Desert National Park. Maine has a very strong boat building heritage, so we saw lots of beautiful old craft while we were staying here, including Hinckley's, of course. And we spent our last few days in Maine enjoying some of the lovely local lobster, and then we hiked up to part of the Mount Desert Island National Park, Flying Mountain, before it was time to get ready for our next destination. We hope you enjoyed the video.
Our next video will describe our cruise through Nova Scotia, Canada.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.